Wait, he's not your friend.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is in theaters in 2 weeks. And if you haven't seen No Way Home since it released in December 2021, or if you saw it but the multiverse mechanics and the emotional gut punches have blurred together after 5 years, this is the video you need right now. Because Brand New Day picks up directly from where No Way Home ended, and Tom Holland has said himself that the world has forgotten Peter Parker exists. Which means if you don't understand what that means and why it happened, you are walking into that theater missing the most important context of the entire film. Let's go through No Way Home completely. The spell request that started everything. The 5 villains who arrived from other universes. The moment that broke Peter Parker permanently. The 3 Spider-Men. The battle at the Statue of Liberty. Andrew Garfield's moment that made everyone in the theater cry in a completely different way from everything else. And that ending. The sacrifice Peter made that now defines everything about Brand New Day before the first frame even plays. The film opens immediately where Far From Home ended. Mysterio, Quentin Beck, was exposed as a fraud by Peter in the previous film, but Beck had the last word. Before he died, he sent a video to Jay, Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle, that not only revealed Spider-Man's identity, but framed Peter Parker for his murder. The world now knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and the consequences are instant and enormous. Peter is arrested. He is charged with murder. The charges eventually get dropped. Matt Murdock, playing it completely straight as Peter's criminal defense attorney in what is one of the MCU's best cameos, makes them disappear with the efficiency of someone who has done this before. But the public stigma does not disappear. The notoriety surrounding Peter Parker's name follows everyone connected to him, and the consequence that hits the hardest and most practically is this. MJ, Ned, and Peter all get rejected by MIT, not because of their grades, because a prestigious university does not want the controversy that comes with admitting the alleged murderer, Spider-Man, and his 2 closest friends. Peter decides the only way to fix this is to unmake the reveal entirely. He goes to Doctor Strange with a request that is both completely understandable and completely reckless. Make everyone forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Strange warns him. The spell is dangerous. Changing the memories of every person on Earth is not something you do casually. But he agrees. He begins casting it. And then Peter starts interrupting. Make MJ remember. Make Ned remember. Make Happy remember. Make Aunt May remember. Make my teachers remember. Every time Strange tries to complete the spell, Peter pulls on another thread. And Strange loses control of it. The spell fractures. He contains it. Traps the damaged version in a box. But the damage is done. The multiverse has been cracked open. And through those cracks, 5 people come through. 5 people from other universes, all of whom share one specific characteristic. In their own worlds, they know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That is the condition the broken spell used to find them. And the first one to arrive is Otto Octavius. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock appears on a bridge, attacking Peter with his mechanical tentacles, confused and disoriented. He grabs Peter's mask, looks at the face underneath and says something like, him. Because this Peter Parker is wrong. The suit is different. The technology is different. This is not his Spider-Man. That moment of genuine confusion on his face before the fight resumes is doing enormous work because it tells you immediately that these are not versions of the villains designed to be evil for evil's sake. They are people who were ripped out of their own stories without context. The other 4 arrive. Norman Osborn, confused and fragile. The old man who doesn't fully understand yet that the goblin is dormant inside him. Max Dillon, Electro, from Andrew Garfield's universe. Noticeably different in appearance from his TASM 2 design, which the film addresses briefly. Dr. Connors, the Lizard, Flint Marko, Sandman. Strange captures them all in the Sanctum Sanctorum and tells Peter the plan. Send them back. All of them. They were pulled from their universes at the precise moments just before their deaths. Sending them back means they return to face their fates. Peter cannot do it. He will not send people to their deaths if there is another option. He steals the box containing the spell from Strange. Strange tries to stop him. They fight inside the mirror dimension. One of the most visually inventive action sequences in the entire MCU. With Peter manipulating the geometry of the dimension itself, folding and rotating the mirrored landscape to trap Strange in a shape he cannot escape. Peter wins. Strange is contained. And Peter takes the villains to Happy's condo to try to cure them before their time runs out. And he makes progress. He fixes Doc Ock's inhibitor chip, the device that controls the mechanical arms and that had been corrupted in Spider-Man 2, and Otto comes back to himself. A man rather than a monster, genuinely grateful and disoriented. He synthesizes a partial cure for Electro. He is working towards something real. And then Norman Osborn's face changes. The Goblin comes forward, and everything falls apart. The Goblin destroys what Peter has built. He tells the other villains they don't need to be fixed. They are not broken. He turns them. And the fight that follows on the balcony and the surrounding area ends in the worst possible way. Aunt May is killed. The Goblin drives the glider through her, and May Parker dies on the pavement with Peter holding her. And the last thing she says to him, the thing she tells him she believes with everything in her, is the line this franchise had been carefully circling for 3 films without ever fully saying. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. Peter's face in that scene tells you everything about what happens to him for the rest of the movie. Peter is found by police but escapes. He is broken in a way the film makes no attempt to soften or rush. And while he is alone, Ned discovers he can use one of Strange's sling rings to open portals. Ned tries to find Peter. He opens a portal, and on the other side is not Holland's Peter Parker. It's Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He opens another one, Tobey McGuire's, in the same universe. For the first time. And the film is wise enough not to rush through this. It sits with them together. It lets them talk. Tobey's Peter, older, quieter, someone who has already been through the wars and come out the other side with something like peace. Offers stability. Andrew's Peter is the one who carries the specific wound this particular reunion needs, because his version of this story ended with Gwen Stacy falling, and him arriving too late. He says it out loud. He talks about failing to save her. And the rawness of that admission and what it costs him to say it is the most emotionally precise thing No Way Home produces, and it is not even close. They finish the cures together. They set the trap at the Statue of Liberty, where construction scaffolding was being used to add a replica of Captain America's shield to the monument. The villains are lured there. Strange is freed from the mirror dimension and returns, warning that the spell is getting worse. More people from more universes are being pulled through. The battle is exactly as chaotic and enormous as you would expect from a fight involving 3 Spider-Men and 5 villains from across the multiverse. They cure Doc Ock. They cure Electro. And then MJ falls from the scaffolding. And for one split second that every person in every theater in December 2021 felt in their chest, it looks like it is happening again. The thing that happened to Gwen. The thing Andrew's Peter couldn't stop. He couldn't save her. Andrew catches her. He holds her and he cannot stop crying, and he does not try. He just holds her. And in one moment that is technically not about his character at all, Andrew Garfield's performance does something that the entire TASM franchise was never able to fully accomplish. It makes you feel what his version of Spider-Man has been carrying for years, and what it means to finally, partially, impossibly get a version of that moment back. The Goblin is the last. Holland's Peter nearly kills him. He has the glider pointed at Norman's face, and everything in him wants to do it. Tobey stops him, and then Holland's Peter Parker, his hands shaking, injects Norman with the cure himself. The Goblin is gone. Norman is just Norman, but Strange tells Peter what has to happen. The spell must be completed. Not the reduced version that only makes some people forget. The full version that makes everyone on Earth forget Peter Parker exists. Every human being. Including MJ. Including Ned. Everyone. Peter says goodbye. He tells MJ and Ned what is about to happen. MJ makes him promise he will come find them and explain. He promises. He says goodbye to Tobey and Andrew. 3 Peter Parkers from 3 different universes, all standing in one place, and the only thing they share is the name and the weight and the responsibility and the loss. Strange casts the spell. The world forgets. And the epilogue is the quietest part of a film that has been enormous for 2.5 hours. Peter goes to the coffee shop where MJ is working. He stands outside and watches her. She has a scar from the fall at the Statue of Liberty, the physical reminder of a night she has no memory of. He goes inside. He starts to talk to her, and then he realizes what he is about to do. He was going to tell her. He was going to pull her back into a world of danger and grief and responsibility that she never asked for. He doesn't tell her. He leaves. He goes back to his apartment. Empty. New. Just his. And he makes a new suit. Not Stark technology. Not anything from the resources he has had access to for years. He sits at a table with needle and thread and he makes it himself. And then he leaps off a building into New York City. Alone. Anonymous. Nobody knows his name. The world forgot him. And he is still Spider-Man anyway. Brand New Day picks up 4 years after that moment. 4 years of Peter Parker protecting a city that does not know who he is. 4 years of watching MJ move on. Watching Ned move on. Watching everyone he loves live without him. And something about that pressure and 4 years of it is starting to change Peter in ways he may not be able to control. Tom Holland described it as spider puberty, a biological evolution of his abilities triggered by the psychological weight he has been carrying alone since No Way Home ended. And whatever that transformation is, it is the thing that might be the only thing capable of stopping the new threat Brand New Day is built around. Spider-Man Brand New Day is in theaters July 31, 2026. Early screenings at AMC Dolby Cinema locations begin July 30. Drop a comment and tell me, did No Way Home hit you as hard the first time as it still hits watching it all laid out again? And which moment do you think Brand New Day is going to pay off from No Way Home's ending? The promise Peter made to MJ, the Peter he has become alone, or something else entirely. Because I honestly think the film that made everyone cry in December 2021 is the entire foundation of what we are about to watch next week. And I cannot wait to see where Peter Parker goes from here.